Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tylearn, and today we're going to be doing a brand new series, and I've actually done these series separately, but today I'm going to be combining both of them and basically making what if Kakashi adopted not only Naruto, but also Sasuke. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. It seems unlikely that Kakashi would adopt both of these people, but it actually kind of makes sense. You see, Naruto obviously does have a connection to Kakashi, that being since Kakashi was the student of Naruto's father, and Naruto being the only person that's left of Kakashi's past, or the last thing that's even connected to his past, he would decide to basically raise that child. And as for Sasuke, it's just kind of, obvious because Kakashi also has the Sharingan, and Sasuke is an Uchiha, and it just makes sense for Kakashi to raise someone like Sasuke, and we've already seen in the series how these two basically can have a really good chemistry. Now, imagine if Kakashi not only adopted Naruto, which, already has good reasons in itself, along with Sasuke. Now, obviously, Kakashi would adopt Naruto first, and then when Sasuke and the whole Uchiha massacre stuff goes down, then Kakashi would adopt Sasuke. And since Naruto and Sasuke are already aware of each other's existence, it's going to be interesting to see how both of them would react to each other being brothers now, essentially. Now, before we start this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified update every time I upload, because the majority of my viewers aren't even subscribed. And not to mention, I'm trying to get 40K by 2021, and we are so close. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get there, and I hope you guys do enjoy this series.
Hey, collecting rings like a Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm holding. Yo, bitch coming over. Yeah, we respect.
Okay, so like how I said in the intro, we start our story with Kakashi adopting Naruto at first, and then eventually adopting Sasuke. Obviously, I already said all this in the intro, and, if you guys are confused, then go back there. But I just wanted to clarify because a lot of people like to repeat themselves in my comment section, so I'm just clarifying here. Now, anyways, when Naruto and Sasuke are both revealed to be, kind of brothers now, from here on out, it would be a little awkward at first. It would obviously need some adjusting, and it would get to the point to where Kakashi would, explain to Sasuke and Naruto about his past and basically where he's from, and says how they're not the only ones who had to, cope without a family. Although Kakashi did have a dad originally, he did kill himself. Kakashi is not going to be like his father in this timeline, and he's going to make sure Naruto and Sasuke are raised right. And you can consider Kakashi a young dad at this point because he's not really an adult, and he's now reaching, like 18 or 19 around this time, I believe. He was still on the Anbu at this point, so yeah, he is pretty young. Though people wouldn't like Naruto, they wouldn't really hate him as much given the fact that he is being raised by an elite ninja. Not to mention, someone like Sasuke would be giving Naruto comfort along with Kakashi, his dad himself. So Naruto isn't really going to be bummed out or anything like that. However, he still wants to be a strong ninja and prove to everyone that does hate him that he can be a powerful ninja and basically be useful to the village. And this leads into Naruto's motivation in becoming Hokage, while Sasuke would be having a completely different motivation. Sasuke would obviously just only want revenge against Itachi for what he's done and rebuild the Uchiha clan. And Naruto and Sasuke would both share about their motivations and their goals, and Naruto promises that he'll help Sasuke the best way he can to basically help Sasuke get to that level, and Sasuke would then say vice versa to Naruto and help him get to, becoming Hokage. Both brothers would bond from this experience, and they would help out each other from here on out with their goals. With that being said, Sasuke and Naruto would be constantly training, with Naruto being held back due to Kakashi mainly wanting to focus on Naruto's strength. And this would then lead into Sasuke and Naruto, honestly, by the time they graduate the academy, already have discovered their nature affinity and are learning new ways to basically, use jutsu. More so Naruto than Sasuke, because at this point Kid Sasuke could already kind of pull off the fireball jutsu. So I'll just say with more training, Sasuke is able to do it, alongside with Naruto, who's learning about his wind nature and trying to come up with a jutsu himself. This would then lead into Naruto learning about the wind style Gale Palm, which basically is just a huge AoE wind blast. And this would then lead into Mizuki trying to manipulate Naruto, but this doesn't work due to him not being stupid, and what would rather happen is Naruto just telling him to, get lost. Mizuki decides to bug off, and if he does try and steal the scroll, well, he'll just get bobbed by some Jonin and maybe Hiruzen. Like, it doesn't really matter. Mizuki's gonna get bodied, And Naruto here wouldn't learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu from the scroll, but he would learn, you know, the Shadow Clone Jutsu from Kakashi, since, I mean, come on, this is Naruto's main way of combat, and this is a way to introduce this style of combat to Naruto. And I think by this point, Naruto and Sasuke would already learn about the water and tree walking chakra exercises, given the fact that they already are aware of their nature affinity. And by the time they already graduate the academy, Naruto and Sasuke would already be around their post-Land of Waves counterpart, or pre-Chunin exams counterpart. So already around that Jonin realm of power. Now, this would then lead into them meeting their Jonin Proctor, and what do you guess? Their own father is their Jonin Proctor. Oh, and by the way, Naruto isn't annoying or a brat in this timeline, not to mention he's cool with Sasuke, so I think Sakura would be cool with Naruto and obviously crushing on Sasuke still. So Team 7's introductions are still the same, along with the preparation of the bell test, and when the bell test starts, which we'll just skip to there because nothing else really changes, we see when the bell test begins, Naruto and Sasuke are both wanting the smoke with Kakashi. Like, they both want to do really impressive against him because this is their own father. Not to mention they might know how he fights, given the fact that, you know, he's been training with them for so long. Naruto and Sasuke just assume that maybe, you know, the way that Kakashi trains them is the way how he fights, and when they originally try to rush at him in hand-to-hand and try to best him, this is clearly shown to be not the case, and Kakashi completely washes Sasuke and Naruto in hand-to-hand. Naruto and Sasuke manage to recover and back away from Kakashi, trying to form another plan, and this would lead into Sasuke telling Naruto to take his lead. At that point, Sasuke would then rush in at Kakashi with Naruto following right behind him, and Sasuke would immediately get washed. However, Naruto would summon a bunch of Shadow Clones to try and overwhelm Kakashi this time. However, Kakashi would get out the way in time and just, you know, dodge all the clones. As Kakashi began to dodge, he would see the Sasuke that he just recently kicked away turn into a substitution log. At that point, this would surprise Kakashi, leading into Sasuke blindsiding Kakashi, and basically attacking from behind and trying to steal the bells. But obviously this doesn't work, and Kakashi barely manages to dodge and kick away Sasuke once again, this time hitting the real Sasuke. But as that was going down, Naruto had a couple of Shadow Clones helping him make a triple wind style Gale Palm, but they're all combining it into one powerful Gale Palm. As this is happening, Sasuke would recover and rush over to Naruto, where he would then cast the hand signs for the Fireball Jutsu. Kakashi, noticing Naruto and Sasuke together performing a fire and wind jutsu, which both normally don't mix and just make an even bigger fire jutsu, would basically come to the conclusion that they're just gonna try and combo Kakashi, which won't work. Kakashi would make an earth style mud wall jutsu, hoping that he can actually block the wind enhanced fireball. Little does he know that this is not only a wind enhanced fire jutsu, but a fire jutsu with 3 wind style jutsus enhancing it. So Kakashi is really underestimating the power of this attack and the potency of it, which would then lead into the wind enhanced fire technique, basically burning through the earth style mud wall and nearly burning Kakashi, but luckily Kakashi moves out of the way. After the fire jutsu pushes through the earth style mud wall, the Shadow Clones of Naruto would then propel not only Naruto but also Sasuke with the wind style Gale Palm over to Kakashi, that way they can beam over to him. With them beaming over, Kakashi would be surprised, and both Naruto and Sasuke would already meet by Kakashi, with Sasuke putting his hand out hoping to touch the bells, but Kakashi would then jump up. However, as this is happening, Naruto would then make a Shadow Clone, which would basically throw Naruto to Kakashi in the air, leaving Kakashi open for Naruto to grab the bells. And just in the nick of time, Naruto grabs it and actually passes the bell test. Kakashi was surprised that his 2 boys managed to actually beat him in this fight, and he's proud of it. Though they have a lot to do because they completely secluded one of their team members, that being Sakura. Kakashi would then proceed to try and teach Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura about teamwork with each other, and Naruto and Sasuke would already be aware of teamwork, and that's why they're basically able to work together so well, but they need to apply this teamwork to also Sakura, not just amongst themselves. And so for the next 1 month, I think Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke would all just focus on training each other, with Naruto and Sasuke mainly training with Sakura and learning about teamwork, while Kakashi would not only teach Sakura about chakra control, but trying to, get her up to speed, so that way Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura can proceed on with their training. And it would take like a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, but Sakura would catch up, and this would then lead into all of them basically just progressing in training. Now, Sakura could potentially learn her chakra nature due to Naruto and Sasuke learning this with Kakashi. However, I'll let you guys decide that. And if that's the case, what should be Sakura's nature? Anyways, this would then lead into the Land of Waves arc, where they would encounter the Demon Brothers, and Naruto wouldn't be, paralyzed in fear or anything like that, but rather Naruto and Sasuke would both react at the same speed and take out each individual brother, with Sasuke slamming the brother on the left side and Naruto slamming the brother on the right side. We basically get this moment of them working together and, being brothers and synchronizing with each other, rather than Naruto's, kunai poison speech. Now, as for Zabuza coming in, I would say the first half of the fight is pretty much the same, with Kakashi getting subdued by the water prison and Naruto and Sasuke needing to work together. However, Naruto and Sasuke would both pretty much have a similar plan, if not the plan going a lot more successful, considering the fact that Naruto has wind style, so he could basically enhance the Demon Wind Shuriken with a Gale Palm, which could actually disarm Zabuza literally by cutting his arm in half, which not only frees Kakashi, but also damages Zabuza greatly. You could have Kakashi use the last bit of chakra he has left to actually finish Zabuza off, but in doing so, Kakashi himself would also KO, leading into them heading over to Tazuna's house, while Haku would see Zabuza's dead body, which would either make him think that, okay, Gato must have done this, and so he basically goes off and kills Gato's men, and then leaves the Mist Village, or just leaves the Mist Village. But for the sake of the story, I'm going to say that it is more likely to say that Haku would assume that this is Gato's doing, considering the fact that Gato didn't treat him right in the first place. And so with this, Haku arrives at Gato's base, killing Gato and every single one of his men, meaning no Gato men are going to be heading over to Tazuna's house. And when Team 7 is ready to go out, when Kakashi recovers, they would watch Tazuna build the bridge, and the bridge would be called the Great Naruto Bridge still, since, I don't know, maybe you can just have Tazuna and Naruto have that moment, not to mention Naruto was inspiring his nephew. And the Land of Waves arc would conclude with some time passing before, the whole Gaara introduction and the Chunin exams being introduced. However, beforehand, I'm going to say Naruto and Sasuke would be doing a lot of heavy training. Due to them almost getting embarrassed by Zabuza, it is best to assure themselves that they can, get a lot more powerful and basically make themselves feel better. With this, I think Sasuke during this time would just try to be determined and basically push himself to the limit, because he knows he needs to beat Itachi. And one day in a sparring match, basically Sasuke is revealing this to Naruto, while Naruto would reveal his determination as well, and both of them would get their own power-up, with Sasuke unlocking his Sharingan, and Naruto awakening some of Kurama's chakra. Kakashi, who is watching the match, would be surprised at both of them unlocking and awakening these new powers. However, Naruto would seem a lot more, less stable than Sasuke, and would seem like he's about to get really violent, and before he does so, Kakashi would intervene and basically knock Naruto out. And as for Sasuke, once his eyes revert back to normal, he would collapse due to chakra exertion. After this, Naruto and Sasuke would both be knocked out, and once they awake, Kakashi would recap to them what had happened, and Kakashi would tell them that they need to get a grasp of their powers. But luckily, Kakashi is here to help. And not only that, but another person will be training alongside them, which would then be revealed to be Sakura. And before the Chunin exams, I think, would start, or even before they even meet the Sand Trio, I'm going to say Sakura would have a jutsu and a nature affinity, which again is going to be up to you guys. So tell me, what is going to be Sakura's nature affinity, and tell me what ability should she get. I'll probably think of an ability if I'm not liking what I see in the comments, but I have to pick an affinity that the majority of you guys want, so you guys can, decide amongst yourselves, and I'll just see what's the most popular comment or the most liked. With that being said, I'm just going to say here that the Sand Trio introduction is the same, with Gaara having interest in not only Sasuke but also Naruto in this timeline, since they're both brothers. And the Chunin exams trial that, Kakashi would put them through, they would pass, and they would then be ready to check in for the Chunin exams, where they would then be stopped by Rock Lee, who would then stop them trying to challenge Sasuke. Naruto, not liking this, considering the fact that Sasuke is his brother and Rock Lee's trying to attack him, would try and, fight Rock Lee, but Sasuke would stop Naruto, saying that he got this. and he's been waiting to try and, you know, try out this new ability on someone like Rock Lee. And we would then be revealed that the Sasuke that was training with Naruto isn't even the same Sasuke that is here today, where we see Sasuke with not only one Tomo, but a second one. And that is where I'm going to be leaving the story off for right now, and we will see what will happen in this fight in part 2 of what if Kakashi adopted not only Naruto, but also Sasuke. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, share with your friends, comment down below what other what ifs you would like me to do. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, and please subscribe if you are new. And if you have been viewing this channel and you haven't even subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 40K by 2021. It will mean so much to me if we can get there. Hit the notification bell as well so you are notified and updated constantly when I upload. Alright, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video, which will probably be tomorrow. Peace out. Have a nice rest of the day, guys.